Hi, and welcome to Long Lost Friends. I'm Andrea Goyan.
And I'm Elizabeth Eve King. Today, we are delighted to be talking with Cindy O'Quinn. Cindy's an Appalachian writer whose work is steeped in folklore and the mountains of West Virginia. She writes fiction, nonfiction, and speculative poetry, all of which leans heavily toward the horror genre. She is a winner of the Bram Stoker Award and has also been nominated 4 times for the Bram Stoker Award. Her poetry's been nominated for an Elgin, a Riesling, and a Dorf Star Award. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you. Hello, all over the world. I know we're kind of spread out everywhere. I just want to say hi and thank y'all again for having me on the show.
You're welcome. And usually we
Yes.
ask to see your pets, but since we already do, I'm going to show you mine. This is Bonbon, which is like bonbon, but in Catalan, only we call him Satan because you know, he's earned
He-
it, haven't you?
he-
Or
He's quite the
Satanas
beauty.
sometimes.
I,
Oh,
Beautiful.
I would think I would think he'd be Max too. He's
oh
like a baby
no,
Max.
he's like an evil demon.
Gorgeous.
She says you're gorgeous.
Mhm.
All right,
He
fine, he
said, I
says.
know.
I know I'm gorgeous. Feed
He is
me.
Mhm.
beautiful.
He's very large.
He is big.
So today we are really excited because this is a departure from our usual interview format, and we're honored to have Cindy read 4 poems from this.
Five. Five poems.
Why do I keep doing that?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
5 poems. Excuse me. I've never been good at math. 5 poems from this very cool book, If Death Discontinue If Death Ensues. I don't seem to be able to talk today. Discontinue If Death Ensues. And Cindy's going to tell us a little bit about the title of this book and a little bit about the group that wrote each of these poems.
Okay. Um, Discontinue if Death Ensues, which is such a lovely title. That is a portion of a poem by Marge Percy. And Lee Murray was able to get permission for us to use that. And then we added the part Tales from the Tipping Point because it is considered feminist horror. And so I feel honored to read my poem and the poems of my 4 sisters of foreboding. 2 of their poems, Anna's and Carol's, are each nominated for the Riesling Award this year. So there is Anna Taborska's, Carol Geisander, Lee Murray, Kyla Lee Ward, and then I'll read mine last. So there's 5 of them, and I'm really proud of all 4 sisters because they have written beautiful poems to go
Thank
with
you.
all of the stories in the book.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's a great book. I recommend you get it. And just a note that discontinue if death ensues is like from a warning on a pill bottle. You know how they say discontinue if dizziness and also discontinue if death ensues.
Right.
Elizabeth, right before we start, because I forgot to bring my copy of the book in here. Would you show the side of it and everything? What a beautiful book
Oh,
it is.
yes,
It's
this
so
is
beautiful.
Plane Tree. I love the work they do. Really
Yeah.
cool anthologies.
Yeah.
Often they do a series of anthologies that I have been, oh, they've got a little bookmark.
The
I've been
Right.
lucky
bookmark.
enough to be in, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. And it's really cool because they will put you next to really famous authors. I mean, like Charles Dickens or Thackeray or H.G. Wells, because it's a collection of horror or whatever it is, gothic or crime. So, but this one is, yeah, beautifully done.
Yeah. Beautiful
Exactly.
artwork by Lynn Hanson.
Oh, is that
And
but oh,
this one is
amazing.
just the famous authors of the sisters here, rather
Yes, this
than
is just
Charles
the
Dickens and
sisters.
things.
This is the 5 sisters of foreboding who were the first time that all the nominations for Bram Stoker were women. So that's how they got their name.
Yeah. And we were fortunate enough to win the Bram Stoker for this collection or this anthology. And it also has since been nominated for a World Fantasy Award. So I think that
Yay.
happened, that takes place maybe in October. So it's an honor once again.
So what is the first poem you're going to read today,
The
Cindy?
first poem is Riesling nominated by Anna Taborska, and it's called The Last Woman. We are going to see the woman. Which woman, you might ask? The last woman on earth. Where is she, you inquire? Sitting in a glass cage behind the razor wire. The hour is late, you say. That's of no consequence. The neon strip lights in her cell do a good job round the clock, forever available to our male gaze. This attraction, now open till late. We are going to see the woman. Superfluous now that compliant AI provides everything her kind once did, with no complaining, no unreasonable request for equality and respect, no demanding that their bodies be their own, that they should choose to give pleasure when birth. It's strange to think it took this long for legislature to demand for cloning, for synthetic bodies with no unsightly fat or wrinkles, to replace the ugly and frail flesh of sinful Eve and all of her descendants. We are going to see the woman, queuing and waiting to see the woman. Strange, the interest she still commands with thin lips, body hair, and aging breasts. I suppose everyone loves a freak show, and once she's gone, that will be that. Only virtual libraries of extinct specimens of female imperfection to make us laugh. But what is this? There's something wrong. The crowd is angry. The woman is gone. Just witchy symbols scratched in the glass. Why did we spare a quantum physicist? And the next poem I'm going to read is Bobblehead by Carol Geisander, and it's also nominated for a Riesling Award this year. Bobblehead. You do your job well that day, only to be corrected by a man who isn't even your boss. You smile and nod. You love your art class after work, but the studio guy critiques your piece before it's even done. You smile and nod. You pull away from Uncle at the party when he passes by too closely and laughs as he pats you on the backside. You smile and nod. You try to refuse Uncle's offer to escort you home after the gathering, but he says it's for your own safety. You smile and nod. You gather your torn clothes after he's done, as Uncle says to consider yourself lucky that he even paid you any attention. You smile and nod. You become restless in your own body. A different energy courses through you, no longer your own, no longer alone. You smile and nod. You talk to the doctor about the fears. You show him the home the test kit result. The extra line must be a mistake, right? You smile and nod. You should have used protection, he says. Of course, this happens all the time. Now it's your responsibility to bear. You smile and nod. You ask about alternatives, please, because surely you can't be expected to. No, he says. That's against the law. You pause and nod. You feel your body change as something else takes control and changes how you walk home. Passerbys move out of your way for the first time. You shrug and nod. You gaze in the bathroom mirror with wonder. You pull back your lips and turn your head. The light glints off of what it reveals. You grin and nod. You stare at Uncle when he laughs and ask, "Aren't you getting a bit fat?" Your tongue runs along those multiple rows of teeth. You bite off his head and smile.
Yay.
And the third poem I'll be reading is from Kyla Lee Ward of Australia. It's called Circling Hecate. For 3 turns round the pillar I must pass, 3 times address the goddess to each face she wears, a supplicant in urgent need. Sweet maiden, by the bright torch in your hand and crown upon your head, I beg you see, my motives are as pure as is the one, as which I comprehend that 3 are one. No Christian through such sharp ordeals shall pass as tutored me. I know your second face. Strong mother, in these fresh travails I need compassion's cord that binds love hand in hand. Let open wisdom's eyes and let me see such horrors as but few would choose to see, a doom that comes upon us every one. But those who through the underworld would pass must honor sunken eye and shadowed face. Great Queen, it is your power that I need. The daggers that you bear in either hand, these dogs that I have fed with my own hand, now snap and growl. Shall I, the goddess, see, or does the mob approach to make me one more victim? For the second time I pass, and offer to the maiden's marble face a kiss, a sister's kiss of love, not need. My mother was abandoned in her need, so I let fall my tears upon your hand. Good lady, now our drear confusion see. I offer up myself. I shall be one of those who will Medusa's judgment pass upon such men who think to never face the consequences of their greed, to face a land despoiled, and yet we live in need. Hell's mistress. Now that hell is here, my hand I cut for you, my true devotion see. The ancient carvings blur, becoming one. Let all I will this midnight come to pass. Oh, my third past. A cold wind whips my face, and now I need to brace me with my hand. My fate to see. Take one more step, just one. And the fourth poem that I'll be reading today is by Lee Murray of New Zealand, and it's titled Withering. When they refused to bend, we hung them from the trees, left them to wither. Unbecoming women, their mealy mouths too full of teeth, we let their corpses desiccate, let them bake and blacken, stark warning to the wanton, do this and you will suffer. That was the messaging to all those hungry, grasping whores. Not so many now, of course. Well, they had it coming. Only we hadn't counted on the trees, their heads bent together like crones over their knitting. The trees who willow wept, tears trickling downwards, root bound to decay. We forgot the trees, forgot about the trees. It was the tipping point, the line in the sand. Yes, yes, we heard it all before. But the giants withered, mothers of their first breath, our first breath, who fed and nurtured us. In a stand with their sisters, their heartwood splintered into solidarity. Do this and you will suffer. We got the message, just too late. So now we grunt and gasp, hell's breezes searing in our throats to our unbecoming end. And the final poem that I'll be reading is my own. It's called Pardon Me While I Hum. He cut. That's what he did. This man I never really knew. It was a long time ago, or last month. I do know he cut while I watched. Women considered so much less than, no more than property. Mother tried her best to make me invisible, but he saw me, and he took me. I prayed for it to stop. Please make it stop. It did not. The cutting continued just as I knew it would. It had to be a dream. I hummed along with the music he played while he cut, and I watched. I hummed along with the music, hoping to drown the pain. It did not. Did you know scar tissue can't be numbed? I did not. until he cut while he listened to music, and I hummed to drown the pain, which it did not. When he cut, the scalpel felt hot, but the cautery felt hotter. I was in hell. That day on the table, his face full of shadows under harsh white lights. The lights were hot, the blade was hotter, but not as hot as the cautery he used to stop my bleeding. The cautery was hot like molten lava as it burned into me. I was certain this place would do me in, and he continued to cut, to right a wrong which he could not. It no longer mattered, because I was stuck in a nightmare. The cuts were hot like fire. My body shook. I thought I would shake right off the table, but I did not. I was strapped down while he cut. My eyes cried, but I did not. I screamed, but not out loud. I hummed along with the classic rock that he played while he cut. I can no longer trust if that's what I did before I was cut, under white lights that burned, under a scalpel that burned, under the cautery that burned, while I wasn't dreaming. He continued to listen to music while he cut, and I continued to hum, to drown the pain and the screams. The cutting stopped. My skin was gray from the cutting, from the burning. What would be left of me? Would I still be me? Maybe, maybe not. I tried to forget. I could not. My cuts healed, but my mind was full of shadows and could not. That's where it continues to burn. That place where I tried to forget but could not. Eventually, my humming will make his heart stop. Old magic among the notes. So I'll hum a while longer to drown the pain and the screams that still burn hot in my mind.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a hard poem.
they
Yeah.
all were.
They're all
Well,
were,
the
but
third one was not as much as the other.
well, let's
The
see.
fourth one. Hecate, though.
No, the first one, because she escapes. She's a quantum
Right,
physicist. And the
right.
second one grows teeth, so and at least bites off his head. Well,
Yeah.
you're gonna get your revenge too, but
Yeah.
But
I
they're
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 awful.
all horrors, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not horrors, horrors.
I always
Right.
have trouble with that word too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
hard to say.
thank you for reading though. I mean,
Thank you.
Well,
that's powerful stuff and it needs to be said. And what a wonderful way to do it with poetry.
yeah.
Yeah, they were
And that
beautiful
was one
poems.
of our decisions. We had each wrote short stories. We each wrote, longer pieces. And then, the five of us are like, how about a poem to start things off for each of our sections? And those are the ones we came up with.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think probably for most women, just kind of touching on them a little bit, the
Yeah.
nodding one is so powerful because
Yeah.
women, at least in our culture, are taught to kind of smile and nod, and just sort of don't make waves
Right.
until you bite their head off.
There you go.
Yeah. And no,
That's
that's
powerful.
so true. We've all, I'm sure we've all done that, smiled and nodded and smiled. And it's still hard not to, I find.
Mhm.
And I also know, stories that parallel the uncle, except he probably didn't get his head bit off. Yeah, sadly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, those were wonderful,
Well,
powerful.
I was honored to read my four sisters at Foreboding's poems. I hope I did them justice, but they were all four so beautiful, so
Well,
beautifully
it's so nice
written.
to get them out to new people to hear them.
Right.
So I think you did them great justice.
And an extra congrats to Anna Taborska and Carol Geisander, because theirs are nominated for the Riesling Award this year, both of them. And I couldn't be happier for them.
Yeah,
that's,
beautiful.
yes. So
Yeah.
congratulations to them and to all of you for this book, which is fabulous. I strongly suggest you get a copy. There'll be links below.
Links below. Yeah, and you've got other beautiful, amazing short stories and poem. Well, you've heard all the poems now, but the short stories are all in the book, and you can read the poems. So
Yeah.
Yes. So
thank you.
now I'd like to end, as we always do, with best things I learned this week, because and hopefully cheer everybody up a little bit. So my best thing, I had so many. So the one I decided to go with is my favorite podcast for a while. It's called What the Duck, and it's by the Australian Broadcast Corporation. Dr. Ann, ooh, I didn't put her last name in. So Dr. Ann, sorry, but I'm giving your podcast a plug.
Link below,
Link
link
below.
below, so it'll have her name.
And there's it, it's a science podcast, and she just does a lot of really fun, really interesting science. And each year, Australia does this wonderful contest for the most underrated animals. And they have such weird animals. And you can vote on your favorite underrated animal. Mine is I can't pronounce the way they pronounce it. It's really a water rat, but I really love it because it manages to destroy all the scientific equipment in and then escape, and then suddenly it's swimming, without its trackers, and has stripped the microphone, and they have no data on it. So I love this creature. So I had a vote for it, but there's a lot of funny, great things you will learn about. Oh, including a cockatoo who actually takes sticks and breaks them and drums with the sticks.
That
Wow.
was cool. And that one, you sent me that link, and that one he drums during mating season, right, to attract the females. And that was fascinating. I'm gonna just talk about that bird for a minute because they said it's having a hard time. Its population is very it's getting smaller and smaller because the females only lay one egg every 2 years, I think it was. And the only in a 10-year span, they usually only manage to bring one baby to adulthood, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Wow.
One only survives, so it's only one per 10 years. That's crazy.
And they
Crazy.
need old growth trees. So if you cut down the old growth trees, you don't have any more of these birds that are really wonderful. And maybe I'll add a link to that so you can see them. They look like
They're
rock stars.
beautiful. They're beautiful. Yeah, they're really pretty too. So, okay, so my best thing is that vacation is nice. I just got back from a long weekend in rural Nebraska, which I never had any intention of going to, but a group of people went there for a big party at a cattle ranch. And it was really fun to be out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, seriously, the town we were in, the population, actually, the population of the county we were in was 653 people. So very small, and it was really fun, really just a nice change. The only recommendation I will say is don't fly through Colorado in the summertime because you're going to get delayed every every time we were passing through, we got delayed for hours and hours because of thunderstorms. So anyway, so that was the best thing. It wasn't really a thing I learned so much as a thing I experienced. It was lovely to be out in the middle of plains, the Great Plains with the biggest aquifer in the country, the Ogallala, I think it's Ogallala aquifer underneath, and drink fresh water out of the ground that was pure and beautiful, and it was lovely. So that
That
was my
sounds
best thing.
beautiful. Yeah, that sounds
Oh,
really nice. Um, well, my interesting little tidbit today is right now, I don't know if it'll be going on whenever this airs, but right now, currently the West Virginia State Fair is going on, and it is celebrating its 100th anniversary. And growing up, I went every year, never missed a year. And it's been probably 15 years since we've gone, but we're living back in West Virginia now, and I think the boys want to take me tomorrow evening, and we'll walk around and look at all the animals and smell all the delicious fair foods, and probably have dinner there, and that should be nice. And it
very
usually,
nice.
I think this year they're projecting for it to attract around 200,000 people. So that's a whole lot of people for this little area. So it's bringing in a lot of revenue for our small little community.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining us. And
Yes.
Maria Korloff, thank you for producing. Alex Korloff, thank you for editing, of which you're going to do a lot. And thank you, MetaStellar.
Yes, and if you would like to read more of the short stories that MetaStellar publishes, you can go online to metastellar.com and find both original and reprints and a ton of different kinds of videos. I mean, we've got Long Lost Friends, we have best books that are free on Amazon, we have all kinds of things up there. So it's fun to take a look and just see what's up there and available. And if you would like to support us in our endeavors to bring you new fiction, new speculative fiction, you can join our Patreon page. And everyone who does stuff for MetaStellar does it on a volunteer basis. So the only money, so the money we collect goes to paying for new fiction. So you can help support that. So if you'd like to. And thank you so much again,
And
Cindy, for joining us.
well, I thank y'all so much for inviting me back once again. It's always a pleasure, and I'm quite honored to have been with y'all for a few times now.
We
Yeah,
love
Thank,
having you.
thanks so
we're,
much.
we're fans.
Well, y'all are
Of you
wonderful, and
and your
I'm
work.
fans of y'all and of MetaStellar and everything that y'all do.
So everyone, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next time, or you'll see us next time. Bye.